So today we're going to look at parallel and perpendicular lines, what that means, how we determine if they're parallel or perpendicular, and how to write equations that are parallel or perpendicular to others. So we're going to start off with parallel. Lines are parallel when they have the same exact slope. Same. Because let's say, so this one starts here, it goes up 1 over 1. Well, this one starts here and it goes up 1 over 1. So then they'll stay parallel forever and they will never touch. That's what it means to be parallel. Perpendicular is where they cross at an exact 90-degree angle. So they're exactly bisecting each other. We know that they're perpendicular when their slopes are opposite reciprocals. So an opposite reciprocal means you flip the sign and flip your fraction like we did when we multiplied by reciprocals. So some examples, -3. The opposite reciprocal would be positive 1 over 3. This one you flip 1 over 2 to 2 over 1 and then make it negative. This one we flip to 3 over 5 and make it positive. So you're flipping your sign and flip your fraction. So for example, we want to determine if these following lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. The way to do this is to compare our slopes. So this first set right here, they're already in slope-intercept form. So our slope for this first one is 2. And our slope for our second one is -1/2. I forgot to write the x next to it. So if my slope is 2 and one is -1/2, they are opposite reciprocals, so they are perpendicular. And another way to write perpendicular is by drawing a little upside down T like that. The second one, this one's not in slope-intercept form, so we need to move it to slope-intercept form to see if they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. So we get -2y equals -3x minus 4. And then I'm going to divide by -2. That cancels out. We get -3 over -2, which becomes positive, plus 2. So we have 3 over 2 and 3 over 2. They're exactly the same, so they are parallel. Or you can write it by drawing two straight lines next to each other. Lastly, we're going to subtract 3x here. We get y equals -3x plus 4. So we have -3 and -1/3. So while they are reciprocals, they're not opposite because they're both negative, so this would be neither. So be careful for those tricks where they're both negative or both positive. We're also going to write equations that are parallel and perpendicular to other lines. So for example, if we want to write an equation of a line through the point 1, 2 that's parallel to the line y equals 5x minus 2, the first thing you're going to do is take your slope from this line. The slope here is 5. And since we want a line parallel, parallel has the exact same slope. We're going to use that slope and this point. And now it's writing equations just like we've been doing when you're given a point and a slope. So I'm going to do this one in slope-intercept form. So we have y equals mx plus b. So we have 2 equals our m, which is 5, times 1 plus b. We're going to subtract 5 from both sides. So -3 is b. So our equation parallel to that line, and that goes through 1, 2, is y equals m, which is 5x minus 3. Now, if we want a line that's perpendicular to -2 over 3x minus 1, but through -4, 2, you're going to start off the same way. You're going to pull your slope from here. So my slope here is -2 over 3. But the slope I'm going to use to make it perpendicular is going to be the opposite reciprocal. So it's going to be positive 3 over 2. So once you pull your slope, you can almost ignore that line. You're only using that to get your slope. So I'm going to use my slope and these points, and I'm going to use point slope form this time. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we have y minus -2 equals this 3 over 2 slope. So you're using that new slope, not the one you got from the equation. X minus x1. These become pluses. Y plus 2 equals 3 over 2 times x plus 4. Distribute in this 3 over 2. So we have y plus 2 equals 3 over 2x plus 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then I'm going to subtract my 2 over. So y is 3 over 2x plus 4. So we're going to talk about this more in class. Come to class with any questions.